Everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I hope you guys are having a good day. In today's video, I'm sharing with you guys tips on how to stay focused. I hope you guys are enjoying this 7 days of back to school series as much as I am, so let's go ahead and get started with the video. First tip on how to stay focused is have a designated workspace. This way, when you know that you're sitting down, it's time to get work done and not procrastinate and take a nap or just do other things. Next tip is have a to-do list that's broken down to the minimum. And this way, it won't be too overwhelming and you won't give up. So for instance, I wanted to upload this video, and instead of just writing, upload new video, which doesn't seem to be a big task but involves a lot of to-dos. What I like to do is write down every single step I have to go through to create a video, such as film, edit, upload, as well as like thumbnails and voiceovers and everything. And this way, every time I finish something, I'll check it off and I'll feel very accomplished, and therefore it'll also help me stay focused. Next tip I have is to take frequent breaks between your study sessions. This way you're giving your mind a break as well as not overworking yourself, and it is actually better for the long run. You're able to focus more. So for example, if you're planning to study for 2 hours, it's better to do 4 30-minute study sessions rather than a 1 2-hour study session. I think this tip is relatively common, and that is to put away your distractions. For me, I like to put my phone away when I'm studying, but of course, if that's not something you want to do, you can use mobile apps like Forest, or you can download Self-Control on your computer. Next tip I have is kind of going with the flow. It's that if you're working pretty well, then you should keep going for a relatively reasonable amount of time, and if you don't feel like you're doing much productive things, then come back at a different time and finish it up. Now, of course, this is a little contradicting with what I've talked about with procrastination, but it's a balance that you have to find for yourself. Next tip is to sleep, eat, and hydrate yourself, and this is really important when it comes to staying focused. When you get a decent amount of sleep, you're obviously going to focus better than if you have 1 hour of sleep. And also eat foods that make you feel good, and personally that's staying away from fast food. And lastly, drinking enough water throughout the day will definitely be helpful as well. Tip is correlated with my first tip, and that is to separate the place you relax and do your work. Now, I've tried working on my bed before, and honestly I just feel instantly sleepy and tired, and that's because your brain knows that's the place you relax. Now, this may not be something that applies to everyone, and that is to listen to music or calming sounds. For apps, you can check out Tide, and websites such as rainymood.com is also very helpful. Next tip is to set a specific deadline and work up to it, because sometimes when we're under a reasonable amount of pressure, it gives us the urgency to be more focused and complete the task, and usually under those situations you're more likely to focus and finish some, if not all, of what you wanted to accomplish. The next tip I have is to think less. Now, think less, I don't mean not think about what you're studying at that time, but as in think less of things that are stressing you out. And a really effective way to get those things off your mind is to jot it down somewhere you see, so you don't have to constantly think about that, and also it'll remind you to work or finish whatever you need to do later. And I'm just gonna openly admit here that this shot was terrible, and it was because I just wiped the board, so you can't really so my marker wasn't really working. And the last tip I have for staying focused is look at the long run, or look at the long-term benefits. So instead of thinking about, oh my gosh, this project is due in 2 days and I have to rush to finish it up, look at it more as in how will it correspond with your long-term goals, and therefore it'll help you work and maybe even focus on your task more. And by looking at things with this mindset, it's more like doing things for pleasure, and I think we all know that when we do things for pleasure, it's more likely that we do it to the best of our ability. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As usual, don't forget to subscribe, and all my social media, blogs, and podcasts will be in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I'll see you very soon.